The Evolution of MLB Stadiums, from Ebbets Field to Modern Cathedrals. Episode 1, The Sandlots of Brooklyn, 1857. In the bustling sprawl of Brooklyn, 1857, the air hums with the clatter of horse hooves and the shouts of men gathered on a dusty lot. These are no polished fields, just open patches of earth where the city's working-class dockworkers, blacksmiths, and shopkeepers wield crude bats and chase a leather ball. Baseball, in its infancy, is a chaotic dance of passion, unbound by grandstands or gates. The game is raw, played on uneven ground, marked by stones for bases, with spectators crowding the sidelines, their cheers mingling with the city's pulse. This is where it all begins, in the dirt and dreams of America's urban heart. 2. The Vision of Ebbets Field, 1912. By 1912, Brooklyn's Flatbush neighborhood transforms. Where once stood pigtowns, shanties, and pigsties, a new vision rises from the rubble. Charles Ebbets, a bookkeeper turned baseball visionary, pours his life savings into a dream of permanent home for his Brooklyn Dodgers. Ebbets Field, named for its creator, is no mere park. It's a bold statement, a cathedral of sport, rising to claim baseball's place in the city's soul. Its gates promise a new era, where fans will gather not as passersby, but as pilgrims. 3. Opening Day at Ebbets, April 5, 1913. On April 5, 1913, Ebbets Field flings open its iron gates. 10,000 fans, in straw hats and Sunday best, stream through turnstiles, their faces alight with wonder. The air smells of fresh paint and mowed grass, the field a vivid emerald under the spring sun. Bleachers creak under the weight of anticipation, and a hand-painted scoreboard looms over right field, its numbers chalked by a boy barely taller than the bat rack. A father grips his son's hand, their eyes wide as players take the diamond. This is no sandlot, this is where legends will be born. 4. The Jazz Age and Baseball's Ascendancy, 1920s. The 1920s roar into life, a decade of jazz, prohibition, and unbridled optimism. Baseball becomes America's obsession, and stadiums like Ebbets Field are its beating heart. Across the East River, the Polo Grounds in Manhattan hums with the crack of Babe Ruth's bat, his home runs drawing gasps from crowds. Then, in 1923, Yankee Stadium opens, a colossal, triple-decked marvel, dubbed the house that Ruth built. Its limestone facade gleams, a monument to baseball's newfound wealth. But its shadows hide a bitter truth. Black players are barred, relegated to Negro League fields, far from the spotlight. 5. Segregation's Shadow, 1930s. As the Great Depression grips the nation in 1930, Ebbets Field remains a refuge. Fans weary from breadlines find solace in the bleachers, their nickels buying a fleeting escape. Yet the game mirrors the era's divides. Black fans sit in segregated sections, their cheers drowned by the clink of coins at the gate. On makeshift fields in Harlem and Chicago, Negro League stars like Satchel Paige dazzle, but Major League stadiums remain closed to them. Ebbets Field, for all its charm, is a stage for a segregated sport, its brick walls echoing both joy and injustice. 6. Jackie Robinson breaks the barrier, 1947. April 15, 1947, dawns over Brooklyn, a day that will reshape history. Jackie Robinson steps onto Ebbets Field's diamond, his Dodgers uniform crisp, his shoulders squared against a storm of jeers. The nation, scarred by World War II, watches as this son of a sharecropper becomes the first black man in the modern major leagues. Some fans cheer, their claps a defiant hymn. Others hurl slurs, their voices venomous. Robinson steals second, dirt flying under his cleats, and Ebbets Field becomes a crucible where baseball battles not just for runs, but for America's soul. 7. The Intimacy of Ebbets. 1940s. Ebbets Field, in the 1940s, is more than a stadium, it's a neighborhood's heartbeat. Tucked among Brooklyn's brownstones, its bleachers cradle, fans elbow, sharing peanuts and stories. From apartment windows overlooking the outfield, residents lean out, catching glimpses of games for free. Kids press their faces to knotholes in the wooden fence, dreaming of the diamond. This is baseball's golden age, intimate and alive. 8. Fenway and Wrigley, the survivors, 1940s. Across the country, other parks share Ebbets' charm. Boston's Fenway Park, opened in 1912, stands proud with its towering green monster, a 37-foot wall that taunts hitters. In Chicago, Wrigley Field, also 1912, glows under its ivy-covered bricks, a haven for Cubs fans. These parks, with their odd dimensions and neighborhood roots, are baseball's soul. Fans in fedoras pack the stands, their cheers a chorus of loyalty. But even as they thrive, storm clouds gather. Urban stadiums face a world changing faster than their brick-and-mortar hearts. 9. The Suburban Shift, 1950s. By the 1950s, America is on the move. Streetcars fade, replaced by chrome-fin cars speeding to the suburbs. Cities like Brooklyn, hemorrhage residents, and Ebbets Field feels the strain. Its parking lots, barely a few dozen spaces, can't accommodate the automobile age. Owners, including the Dodgers, Walter O'Malley, clash with city officials over renovations. In a smoky boardroom, O'Malley's voice cuts sharp. Brooklyn too small for our future. The game, once a city's pride, becomes a pawn in a larger battle. 10. The Heartbreak of Brooklyn. September 24, 1957, casts a shadow over Brooklyn. The Dodgers play their final game at Ebbets Field, a somber 3-2 loss to Pittsburgh. The stands, once vibrant, are a sea of grief. Fans clutch programs, their eyes wet, as the scoreboard goes dark. A groundskeeper sweeps the dugout, his broom scraping against history. Outside, a fan's cry pierces the night. They're tearing our heart out. Walter O'Malley, lured by Los Angeles' promise of land and riches, abandons Brooklyn, leaving Ebbets Field to face its final reckoning. 11. The Fall of Ebbets. February 23, 1960. On February 23, 1960, the wrecking ball swings. Ebbets Field, Brooklyn's sacred ground, crumbles into dust. A crowd gathers on Bedford Avenue, their faces etched with loss. A woman, who once cheered from the bleachers, clutches a salvaged seat, whispering, "It's like losing family." Souvenir hunters sift through rubble, buying fragments of the past for $1. Ebbets Field, a symbol of community, is gone, its echoes swallowed by the march of progress. 12. The Multipurpose Experiment, 1960s. As Ebbets falls, a new era rises. Across America, cities chase modernity with multipurpose stadiums, concrete giants built for baseball, football, and profit. In 1964, Shea Stadium opens in Queens, its circular design a stark contrast to Ebbets' quirks. These arenas, born in the 1960s, promise efficiency but lack soul, their identical designs erasing the game's character. 13. Dodger Stadium's promise. April 10, 1962. In Los Angeles, a new vision emerges. On April 10, 1962, Dodger Stadium opens in Chavez Ravine, a gleaming baseball-only park. Its pastel seats shimmer under the California sun, palm trees swaying beyond the outfield. But beneath the beauty lies a wound thousands of Mexican-American families were displaced to build this paradise, their homes razed for progress. A protest sign reads, "Our land, not your stadium," a reminder of the cost of baseball's westward dreams. 14. The Price of Progress, 1965. By 1965, the multi-purpose model dominates. Busch Stadium in St. Louis, RFK Stadium in Washington, each a concrete donut built to maximize revenue. Fans, once close enough to smell the grass, now sit far from the action, their cheers lost in cavernous stands. Owners revel in profits, but players complain of aching joints on artificial turf. The game feels distant, a product packaged for a new era, leaving purists longing for the intimacy of old. 15. A cliffhanger baseball at a crossroads. As the 1960s draw to a close, baseball stands at a precipice. The rubble of Ebbets Field haunts the sport's memory, while Dodger Stadium's promise clashes with the sterility of multi-purpose giants. Fans, players, and cities grapple with a question. Can baseball reclaim its soul? Or will it become a corporate machine, its heart buried beneath concrete and greed? The answer lies just beyond the horizon, waiting to reshape the game forever. Episode 2. The Rise of Modern Cathedrals. 1. The Multipurpose Monoliths. 1970. The 1970s dawn with a hollow echo. Across America, cities unveil multi-purpose stadiums, sprawling concrete arenas built to house both baseball and football. In Philadelphia, Veterans Stadium opens on April 10, 1970. Its gray ramps and endless rows swallowing fans in polyester shirts. The air smells of hot dogs and stale beer, but the field, covered in AstroTurf, feels like a factory floor. These stadiums, designed for efficiency, lack the warmth of Ebbets Field, their vastness distancing fans from the game they love. 2. The cookie-cutter era. 1972. By 1972, the multi-purpose model spreads like wildfire. Pittsburgh's Three Rivers Stadium, Cincinnati's Riverfront Stadium both opened in 1970s stand as near-identical twins, their circular designs dubbed cookie-cutter by critics. Fans sit far from the diamond, their cheers muffled in cavernous stands. A groundskeeper, brushing dirt from the turf, mutters, "This ain't baseball." The game, once intimate, feels like a product packaged for profit. 3. The Fan Disconnect. 1975. By 1975, the cracks in the multi-purpose model are clear. Attendance dips in cities like St. Louis and Atlanta, where fans tire of sterile venues. Families once drawn to the neighborhood charm of Fenway or Wrigley struggle with sprawling parking lots and pricey concessions. Baseball, America's pastime, risks losing its soul to arenas that feel more like airports than ballparks. 4. A Stirring in Baltimore. 1989. In 1989, Baltimore dares to dream differently. At the city's inner harbor, cranes tower over a construction site, their steel arms weaving a new vision. Oriole Park at Camden Yards, set to open in 1992, rejects the cookie-cutter mold. Architects sketch brick arches, asymmetrical fields, and a towering warehouse as a backdrop. Baseball's heart, long buried under concrete, begins to beat again, promising a return to its roots. 5. Camden Yards triumph. April 6, 1992. On April 6, 1992, Baltimore's gamble pays off. Oriole Park at Camden Yards opens to a sea of awestruck fans. Its red brick facade glows in the spring sun, evoking the charm of 1912's Fenway. The B&O warehouse looms over right field, a nod to the city's industrial past. Fans marvel at the grass field, the retro scoreboard, the cozy seats, bringing them close to the action. A father lifts his daughter to see Cal Ripken Jr. swing, whispering, "This is baseball." Attendance soars, proof that nostalgia sells. 6. The retro revolution begins. 1994, Camden Yards ignites a revolution. By 1994, Cleveland unveils Jacobs Field, its steel lattice and intimate sightlines echoing Baltimore's vision. These retro parks, with their quirky dimensions and local flavor, revive baseball's spirit. Fans in Texas, at the ballpark in Arlington, cheer under arches inspired by ranching history, their cowboy hats bobbing. The game feels alive again, rooted in community. 7. The cost of nostalgia. 1996, but the retro revolution comes at a price. Building these bespoke ballparks costs hundreds of millions, often funded by taxpayers. In Cleveland, protests erupt outside Jacobs Field, signs reading, "No public money for private games." While fans revel in the charm, communities grapple with the cost, questioning who these cathedrals truly serve: average fans or wealthy owners. 8. The fall of historic parks. 1999, as retro parks rise, the old guard falls. On September 27, 1999, Detroit's Tiger Stadium hosts its final game. A lifelong fan, his voice cracking, says, "This was our church." Only Fenway Park and Wrigley Field, both opened in 1912, survive. Their quirks: Fenway's green monster, Wrigley's ivy protected by fierce loyalty. These survivors stand as relics, reminders of a simpler game. 9. The corporate era dawns. March 31, 2000. On March 31, 2000, San Francisco's Pacific Ballpark opens, a new breed of ballpark. Nestled by the bay, its waterfront views and high-tech amenities dazzle, but the stadium's glowing AT&T logo, a corporate naming deal, signals a shift. These cathedrals, funded by corporate dollars, cater to wealth, leaving some fans priced out of their game. 10. The Bronx's new giant. April 2, 2009. In the Bronx, a colossus rises. On April 2, 2009, the new Yankee Stadium opens, costing $1.5 billion. Its marble concourses and massive high-definition scoreboard scream opulence. The old Yankee Stadium's gritty charm, where Ruth and Mantle reigned, is gone. A grandfather, sitting with his grandson, sighs, "We used to be closer to the game." Baseball, once egalitarian, now feels stratified. 11. The entertainment shift. 2012. By 2012, stadiums become more than ballparks, they're entertainment hubs. Miami's Marlins Park, with its neon-lit home run sculpture and retractable roof, dazzles fans. In Atlanta, SunTrust Park, opened in 2017, offers zip lines, brew pubs, and virtual reality zones. Families snap selfies, their eyes on screens, not the diamond. Baseball competes with its own venues, risking its soul to spectacle. 12. Technology's grip. 2015. By 2015, technology reshapes the fan experience. At San Diego's Petco Park, fans order food via apps, their eyes glued to smartphones. Wi-Fi networks hum, connecting fans to social media mid-game. Stadiums, once places of shared cheers, now cater to distracted crowds. Their attention split between the field and the digital world. 13. Sustainability takes root. 2020. The 2020s bring a new priority: sustainability. Texas Globe Life Field, opened in 2020, boasts a climate-controlled dome, shielding fans from sweltering summers. Solar panels gleam on its roof, a nod to a greener future. Community activists rally, demanding affordable tickets and local jobs. These eco-friendly cathedrals aim to balance profit and planet, but their success hinges on serving the people. 14. The global game. 2025. By 2025, baseball's cathedrals look beyond America. Plans for international ballparks emerge, blending local culture with baseball's spirit. Fans in Seoul and Mexico City dream of their own parks. Can these global venues carry baseball's heart, or will they dilute its American roots? 15. The cliffhanger: baseball's soul in question. As 2025 unfolds, baseball-esque cathedrals stand as testaments to change, from Ebbets Field's intimacy to Yankee Stadium's grandeur. From retro charm to high-tech spectacle. Brooklyn's rubble, Camden Yards, bricks, Miami's neon. But as ticket prices soar, communities pay for private dreams, and technology distracts. One question burns. Will these modern palaces remain baseball's heart, or become monuments to a game that forgot its roots?